And have we done it? We've done it again. We're live. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning, Bertie. It's nice to see you after our 2-week break.
Is it 2 weeks? 3? It's been a long. It feels like ages.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Friday the 13th was the last time we did one.
Say it again.
Friday the 13th. It was.
Oh my God, that is a long time ago.
It was a while, but we are here today, aren't we? Back again for everyone that's missed us. I can't remember how you work this. What do? We just talk about things, don't we? That's
it. Just talk about things. But first of all, I would just like to note for the people watching and for the people listening on the podcast, Bertie has managed to leave the country and has gone abroad twice. Your skin palette is so healthy and tanned, and I look white as a sheet because I've just been left to rot in the United Kingdom. I'm just looking at you. I'm like, oh God, I need to get some sun. So
two holidays. Yeah, it was a bit greedy. That's what you need. You can't just go on one holiday. You have to come back and then go on another one.
Yeah, come on. It's the abundance mindset. Just
exactly.
Have as many holidays as you want. Go for it.
Why have one when you can have two?
Why have one when you can have two? So yeah, we're confused. We don't know what we're doing, and we're back here. It's all very exciting. People were actually saying, "Where have you gone? Where are you and Bertie? I've tuned in.
You fell out.
I'm not there." Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to know that people recognise that we weren't there.
Yes, we've been missed. I missed you, Debbie. So
we're
back after all this time. What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today? We're talking about authenticity today. Authenticity. What is it good for?
Absolutely. Well, what is it good for? What is it good for indeed?
What is it good for? And the reason that we're talking about this is because I'm speaking at the Fabulous Marketed Live conference, which is in not next Monday, the Monday after.
That's right, Monday
of September. The 20th of September. And my title is Authenticity Just a Wanky Red Herring?
Well, are you going to answer the question or are you going to save it for your talk? I'm going to see you on that day.
Yeah, you're going to be there. I'm going to save some of it for the talk. And kind of, there are so many things that I want to get over in this talk that it's just going to be I don't have the answers, but here's a lot of thoughts that I've been thinking about. And really it came from in 2019, when we were allowed to leave our houses and go to conferences and such amazing things like that, and we're just starting to get back into that, I went to quite a few conferences, and 2018, and I think every single person on stage mentioned the word authenticity.
Yeah.
We have to be more authentic. You've got to be more authentic. The way to win customers is to be more authentic. And it was like, this is the dream. If we could just all be authentic, then that would solve all our marketing problems and we'd have people rushing to us and buying our stuff. And I remember kind of getting a bit carried away, like, yeah, this is good. I like being authentic. And as I've looked into it, I'm like, it's not the only thing. And actually, there's quite a few businesses out there being totally inauthentic that are making millions and millions of pounds. So do we as consumers actually care? Is authenticity like the top of the triangle? And I think that other things trump it, like convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So Amazon, totally not authentic, like their brand has a smile, but they're kind of famous for treating their staff badly. And at one point they had ambulances just sitting outside of their factories in America because they called the ambulances so often because people were fainting, giving birth in toilets, all sorts of strange things, that they just had an ambulance outside there. So they're not authentic, they're not smiley, but we buy from them because they make it easy.
Yes, absolutely.
It's one click buy and it's convenience, and we think, oh, well, we know that they're evil. We know that they're evil core, but fuck it. It's easy to buy from them. And so actually we don't mind if some brands are authentic. So that's kind of part of my thinking. Does it really matter? Are people actually that bothered? Or is it more about convenience and turning up at the right place at the right time and having the right offer at the right price point?
Yeah, and I think it's a mix of all of these things. Like with authenticity, I think, yes, there's a lot of you need to be authentic. However, like most things, whether it's, building a new website or going out on social media or building a sales funnel, whatever, like there's no silver bullet, right? So I think authenticity can form a part of your sales strategy. yet it doesn't have to be the only thing. And I think if you're going out to, be authentic, let's just say you're running like a vegan brand, for example, then, making sure that you live and breathe those values, I feel is really, really important if you're projecting those out. Or equally, you can go out there and say that, well, I'm not a vegan. However, I support the vegan lifestyle. I think, that sort of stuff is true. I think going out and lying about it is the wrong thing to do. And I think that's where authenticity fits in. I think it's especially important for, like smaller businesses and people that are going and putting themselves on social media even, to be real and, and to put themselves out and project how they want to be perceived. I think if you're going out there and being fake, like especially for us, we're business coaches and we work with people. So I'm pretty confident that if somebody works with me, having say watched these lives, they're going to get the same kind of, I'm not any different in person or on those Zoom calls than I am here. So I feel that I am being very authentic in the way that we speak. Sometimes I just forget that we are live, etc. So yeah, that's where I fall in the camp, but I don't think it is necessarily the silver bullet, certainly for a big brand, as you say, because convenience generally trumps everything.
So then is authenticity only important if you're a small business and you're like a service-based business? Because like if convenience trumps it, then are we holding ourselves to a different standard than we hold the bigger businesses? Because we all want to run successful businesses, and I feel like authenticity could catch us up a little bit sometimes. And I get what you're saying, but also kind of, you've mentioned it, like the opposite of authenticity could be being fake, and doing something that you're not. But there's also a benefit to being a little bit fake sometimes, because there is an element of faking it till you make it, especially at the beginning. Like people would come to me when I run my agency and go, can you do this? And I'd be like, yeah, of course I can, because I went in the money. And then I'd be like, shit, I better go and watch some YouTube videos or Google how to do that. And actually being able to kind of grow and learn and take on things that maybe are challenging, you're not sure if you can, isn't a terrible thing. And
no, that's right. And I think that's all
against authenticity. Like, you wouldn't go, thank you so much for this contract, but I don't actually think I can do it, and I'm kind of shitting some bricks here. You would just go, yeah, great, brilliant, I'm just going to do that, and then go and work out how to do it. So I think authenticity on its own could take people down a kind of dangerous path.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you follow everything to the letter, I think it's the same as, like, there's no manual, is there, for becoming a business owner or, running these things. I mean, I always think of like
there are loads of manuals on Amazon.
yeah, exactly. But,
much like
7 figures by the weekend. Let's just get one of those. That's all we need. We'll just sell Amazon products. But when you think back to, like, I would say that like Richard Branson, right? He's obviously a great businessman, entrepreneur, etc. But right at the beginning, he was doing things like waiting till limos pulled up at doors, and then climbing through them to go into meetings to look the part for things like that. You could say that's being a bit fake, but actually I think that's being quite authentic to being like the entrepreneur and hustling, and like that's parts of his journey. Like I could imagine that he would hold his hands up and say, yeah, well, he has held his hands up and say, these are the things that I would do, and I've done those sorts of things as well. Like in the early days, well, not climbed through limos, but had like different names on business cards and things. Not different names, different titles depending on who I was talking to. When really it was just me. Be everything from sales to marketing to CEO. All of those things. But yeah, I think, I've owned that, and it's not something that I really do now, but, that was just part of the journey, and that's, the whole like cheeky chappy entrepreneur kind of thing. And I think that is being authentic. I think also it's Simon Sinek that said this, like recognizing or being comfortable with your imperfections as well. So, your authentic self is, like, I'm not perfect at things, like I'll quite openly say I am a serial procrastinator. I get distracted very, very easily, and that's part. So I don't pretend to be those things when I'm working with someone, but equally people will work with me because they have those same problems, and I can help them overcome them as well. So they're all different things about being authentic.
But so you say you'd admit to them now, but you weren't admitting to them at the time, were you?
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go into
not jumping through limos, but yeah, and yeah, I think it's just a really interesting debate, and I don't have any answers. I just want to come up with like, what about this, and what about this, and what about this, and like, I just think it's really interesting to examine stuff, because we're kind of told this stuff, like people have to know, like you and trust you, and all of this sort of stuff, and it's like, do they, or is there something else that happens before that? And we don't want to just take things at face value, do we? We want to examine them and look into them a little bit. And I agree with all the points that you've said as well. So it'll be interesting when I do the talks. I'm going to come up with all these things, and people come up to me and go, and it's like, great. Because, you know, if you like watch a movie and then at the end you're like, that was nice. Well, it didn't really do anything. Well, if you watch a movie and you're like, you're either angry with it because it's shit, or you're like, that was amazing, and you go and tell everybody. So I'm just hoping to have that effect on people, where it will get them to start questioning and having conversations and talking about stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think people question things enough. I think you can very easily watch something and or read something on the internet and think, oh yeah, that's going to be how I'm going to do things, without questioning it, because you should be questioning everything, and you should be testing different things and seeing what works.
Yeah, especially with clients we work with. I was working with one the other day, and she said, oh God, well, I've read all these blog posts that said that I should be taking any work that comes along, and I shouldn't be niching, and I should be doing this. And I was like, maybe that's fine for people at the very beginning of their career, but you've got 20 years experience, and you know what you like doing, and you're really good at it. So those blogs that you're reading that are telling you what you should be doing are not written for you. And she's kind of taken herself down a weird tunnel of feeling like she's not good enough because she's not able to do all this stuff. And I'm like, no, just be in your flow, stick to your zone of genius. Don't feel like you've got to do all this other stuff. And I feel like there is so much advice out of there that people just listen to, and then I've got to implement this straight away without thinking, is that relevant for me? Is it relevant for my audience? Does it make any sense? Does the person know what they're talking about? And I think, yeah, just being a bit more curious about the information that we're giving and just questioning it a bit is super healthy.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I think you do just need to question. I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, yeah, question everything. Are you being authentic? Because being authentic doesn't mean you have to go on social media and tell every story, and it's like, oh, I'm being authentic. It's like, no, love, you've just been moaning for the last 2 weeks on social media. Like, I'm bored of it now.
Exactly that as well. Yeah.
And you know, and you know, there's empathy and you know, like you like following people, you like following people's story, and it is good to see the highs and lows and actually realize that people are real and not everyone is perfect, etc. You know, if I'm having a bad day, I find it very difficult. I don't think it's something I've ever gone on social media and said that you know, I'm having a bad day or a bad week. No. Does that make me inauthentic? No, it's just that I don't feel comfortable sharing that stuff, and I don't feel it's relevant. That's right. But some people do, but I think there has to be a balance as well. I think if you're going on there, you know, constantly like with the "you okay, hun" post, it's like, you know, it's yeah, it has to stop at some point, doesn't it? You know, there has to be a balance of stuff. So I'm all up for authenticity, but you don't have to show every single what's the word I'm looking for?
Things going wrong.
Every single element of your life.
Yeah. Keep it, and some of the stuff can be kept under your hat. It's nice to be, a little bit enigmatic sometimes, isn't it? And
it is, yeah.
Might know what's going on. Yeah, keep people guessing. So that's our, you know, chat on authenticity. Everybody's got an opinion on this as well, which I love. So if you are able to, go and get a ticket to Marketed Live on Monday the 20th. It's run by a fabulously beautiful, caring, lovely man called Paul Ince, not the footballer. And I think if you put my name, Debbie, in the checkout, you get a discount. So
look at that. Woo! There you go. Yeah, well, find out if that's the truth, Debbie, and then stick it in the comments. And then anybody,
authentic truth.
All right, well, you didn't sound very. I think if you put maybe, I don't know.
No, it is right.
You'll get a discount. let's find out what it is. Find out what that code is, because Marketers is definitely a fantastic event. So I'll be there as well, Monday the 20th, and we're not on commission, by the way, for this, but it's a fantastic event. I know there's still a few tickets left, so it will be great to meet you in person. And if you do go to the Marketers event, come and find us and say that you've been watching 10 at 10 live.
Love it.
I've been called 10 at 10 for 6 months. Business Funsize live, 10 minutes of Q&A every Friday, 10 o'clock.
Right.
Oh, it's been a long time.
See you next week.
I'll see you next week. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.